Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at how the AGL LR Goku performs in the Cell Max event and basically get a good look at just how good he is in this event. Now it's important to understand a couple of things before we kind of talk about how he does. The Cell Max event is an event that is best taken on by units that have high levels of damage reduction, have guard, have high levels of evasion, or just a combination of at least two of the three, or all three altogether. Cell Max has two distinctly difficult first phases, but not necessarily overtly hard, and then he has a third stage which is just ridiculously difficult. So the thing is that units, generally speaking, don't get the most time to stack up. They don't get the biggest, ability to stack or build up their defenses. But at the same time, also, the third phase is tech. So what this means is units like Goku, who are AGL type, tend to struggle because Cell Max hits very hard. And when you add a modifier to that against a type disadvantage unit, there's a very high bar to clear, unfortunately. With that being said, Goku is a very strong defensive unit, but even he will struggle in a couple situations. So firstly, if Goku has his guard active, he'll be fine. He should build up quick enough that he won't suffer, and he'll be able to take on Cell Max. If Goku does not have his guard, he's going to die. Because the thing is Goku is, unfortunately, like I said, he has an AGL typing, and he only has a raw defense. So once his guard falls away, he is going to take a substantial amount of damage. Now with that being said, it doesn't mean that you can't use Goku. Goku is still a really good unit. He has a lot of good capabilities about him that make him very viable. We're talking about things like his active skill being very good, a good source of damage. We also have the fact that he is, or does have guard for the first 6 turns. You could probably use him as a floater or as a second slot unit. It's definitely something you can consider. But the thing is Goku is not going to be able to hard carry this event. He could, potentially hard carry plenty of other content, but he definitely is at a base disadvantage when it comes to this one. And like I said, it's not to say that he's useless. It's just to say that he, suffers more here than, most other units or units that aren't AGL type, because it is basically, a fighting at a disadvantage. You imagine entering a battle and you have disadvantage, and the unit hit 600k. That modifier applied to that attack stat means that units have a very high bar to clear when it comes to taking damage. So for AGL types, it really is a battle. It's a huge struggle, and Goku's not any different to any of the other ones. We've looked at units like LR AGL Super Saiyan Goku. We've looked at plenty of units, and AGL units, they struggle. If you have Goku's guard still up, he obviously will do a really good job. But he needs some kind of integration. He needs some kind of additional layer of defense to be able to take on a tech enemy at this level. In events like Red Zone or against Bojack, in Red Zone, who's also a very strong tech unit, there is some kind of some kind of benefit to him, because he has time there to stack. He has time to build up his defense a little bit. He has time to bring himself up to speed, and it's not like it takes him long, but he has time to get to that really high level of threshold of defense that you need when you're at a tight disadvantage against units that launch 1 million attack stats. It's one of those things. So Definitely, I would say Goku is unfortunately hindered slightly, just a tad, by his typing. But I think, you can still use him as a floating option, for sure. You can still use him to get your team to that tech phase. But I think if you're looking at Goku or relying on him to take out Cell, you definitely need, you probably need a super ideal situation. You need like both Gokus in one rotation, both of them to have received a lot of attacks throughout the course of the battle. You then need to have both of them use their active skills at the same time. There's just like a lot that you basically need to have happen so that you can utilize Goku in that way. Now, like I said, there are some benefits. You can see his active skill, it does do good damage. It is a really good source of damage. It raises his attack. He'll have guaranteed crits afterwards. Unfortunately, in this situation, he got locked into the second slot and I didn't have a Senzu Bean. This is his ideal situation. This kind of turn 5, turn 6 situation where he still has his guard and he's able to have had his defense build up, and he's also able to fire off his active skill. This is that ideal turn for him. Obviously, unfortunately, forgetting a Senzu Bean, a bit of a rookie error. But that would have been his ideal situation, and that's perfect for him. Like I said, he's still very good up to that point. You don't have to, like I say, use every unit. They don't have to carry every event. And I think Goku would have done a really good job there, and then you could have pushed him off rotation, and then you could have rather tackled him or tackled something with someone else and had a better option, take on the event in that space. But I think you also have to accept, you can see, that Goku is a unit that at the end of the day, I think is good in 99.99% of events, but just maybe not the best in this one. Now, if you can get a lot of damage out of him, and then on the next turn finish off Cell Max, that is possible. It's definitely something you can do, and that's why I say it's not like he has no space. It just means that you need to look at more of a run and gun approach than going for like I'm going to rely on Goku's defensive prowess, which you can do in some of the longer events. Some of the longer events you can essentially just push through. You can have Goku stack, he gets like 1 million attack stat, and then he basically just kind of 1 million defensive stat, and he just basically soaks up all the damage, and he's fine, and then he heals big time because he's got high defense. That's possible, but it's not something you can necessarily do so easily here. You can do it still, but even then you will still probably die to a super attack, because that's just how hard Cell Max hits, and that's just how big the modifier affects things. So it is one of those things at the end of the day. For me, Goku is a fun unit. He's definitely a really good unit, and I think at the end of the day, you have to accept that Goku is a solid unit. But you can see here, almost 600k defense. It's not like he doesn't have good defense here, and he's gonna take a lot of damage, and it's not his fault. He's AGL type, so Cell Max is hitting for 500k, and then he's popping out and hitting for even more. So it is just what it is. 180k on the super, not bad. That's it from me. Bye.